Top 10 biggest dinosaurs ever. What do you think the largest land animal is? Today, the elephant holds the title, but if we reach back into history, we can find even larger creatures. Many of the dinosaurs from about 252 million to 66 million years ago were longer and more massive than modern elephants. The largest dinosaurs of the era were the sauropods, a collection of four-legged herbivores that possessed long necks and tails. Their fossils have been found on every continent on the planet, and it's safe to say population was booming. Welcome to Mind Read, where today we'll bring you a list of the top 10 biggest dinosaurs ever. So, without further delay, let's get started. Number 10. The Quetzalcoatlus. The Quetzalcoatlus dominated the skies of North America at the end of the dinosaur age, and flew high over such famous creatures as the Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops. As tall as a giraffe, the biggest Quetzalcoatlus species was also the largest of all flying creatures. In fact, the biggest fossil of this flying reptile was found to be around 50 feet in length, and the creature would have weighed in at around 500 pounds. When on land, scientists believe the Quetzalcoatlus would walk on all four limbs, by folding down its wings and using them as front limbs. And like all flying reptiles, they launched off the ground on a four-legged leap. Quetzalcoatlus's torso, though small in comparison to its body, was very dense and packed with huge muscles. A single leap could get one of these giants into the air, and it needed just a few flaps to keep it aloft. They could likely travel non-stop for 16,000 kilometers after launching, only rarely flapping to keep themselves in the air and to steer their path. Its short wings were not just thin membranes of skin, but densely packed muscle fibers. Like all other pterosaurs, the Quetzalcoatlus was warm-blooded and had an incredible metabolism to power its lifestyle. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for all of you that'll just take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And boom, 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works. Number 9. Gigantoraptor. Despite having a name to sure inspire nightmares, the Gigantoraptor isn't a raptor in the traditional sense, but rather an oviraptorosaurian that lived near the end of the Cretaceous period. It's estimated to have been more than 16 feet tall and to have weighed nearly 2 tons. Based on those measurements, one might assume that this big creature wreaked havoc on its fellow dinosaurs, but this may not have been the case, as a fossil of its jaw revealed that it actually had no teeth. It's the biggest known bird-like dino discovered so far in history. Number 8. Titanosaurus. Another massive dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. The Titanosaurus is one of the biggest horned dinosaurs ever. The beast weighed approximately 15,000 pounds and measured roughly 22.3 feet from head to tail. Adding to both was its massive 8-foot head. Although it isn't known for sure, it's likely that this massive head helped make males more attractive to females. Titanosaurus also claimed the title of oldest species of herbivore dinosaurs. Studies have shown that this giant inhabited North American regions and reproduced by laying eggs. We're pretty sure prehistoric Homo sapiens would have stolen a few of those eggs to make omelets. Number 7. Magnapaulia. When you think of enormous creatures, a duck likely isn't the first on your list, or even the 100th. Well, meet the Magnapaulia, a platypus-looking dino that'll make you think twice about all duck-billed creatures. Living during the late Cretaceous period, this duck-billed dinosaur was roughly 50 feet long and weighed up to 25 tons. Magnapaulia was a swimmer, even with its large physical size and possible weight. Water buoyancy may have allowed it to float while swimming with its limbs, just like with elephants today. Additionally, the nearest coastal ecosystems associated with its more closely related species mean that the large bodies of water such as tidal rivers and lagoons would have likely been quite common, and being a strong swimmer could only be a benefit in such ecosystems. The only thing that cannot be ascertained for certain is how much time the Magnapaulia would have spent in the water. Number 6. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus comes from the Greek word meaning tyrant lizard, and the word rex means king. The T-Rex is not the biggest one to ever grace our planet. While sizes vary, the T-Rex could reach up to 40 feet in length and a height of approximately 12 feet, with the largest examples weighing in at roughly 15 tons. There is also strong debate about whether Tyrannosaurus Rex was a predator or a scavenger. It had small arms, which would have made it hard to grip prey, suggesting it may have been a scavenger. On the other hand, evidence in favor of it being a predator includes its forward-pointing eyes, which give better depth perception and make it easier to hunt. In 1997, the Field Museum of Natural History in Chicago purchased an 85% complete Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil skeleton, nicknamed Sue, after its discoverer Sue Hendrickson, for nearly $7.6 million, making it the most expensive dinosaur skeleton to date. Number 5. Paralititan. Little is known about this dinosaur due to limited fossils, but based on the size of its humerus, Paralititan was by far one of the biggest sauropods to ever walk the earth. This behemoth was roughly 85 feet long and weighed 59 tons, and yet we would still be ignorant of its existence were not for a fortunate mistake. Paralititan's discovery was announced in 2001 after a grad student named Joshua Smith and his team got lost during a 1999 area survey. Despite its enormous size, this herbivore was likely hunted by large predatory dinosaurs, though taking it down would have been no small feat unless a group of predators all worked together. It's believed that this dino was alive around 94 to 99 million years ago and used to live in the modern-day Egypt region. The region at that time was filled with tidal flats and swamps and lay on the shores of the Tethys Ocean. Number 4. Giganotosaurus. With a name like Gigantoraptor, you just know this dinosaur is worthy of a spot on today's list. Etymologically speaking, the name is inspired by ancient Greek and translates to giant southern lizard. The Giganotosaurus was one of the largest meat-eating dinosaurs. It roamed modern-day Argentina during the late Cretaceous period. Its exact size has been difficult to determine, although estimates believe that it weighed up to 13 tons and may have been over 40 feet long, making it bigger on average than the T-Rex. The Giganotosaurus walked upright on 2 large and powerful legs. It may have been fairly agile thanks to its thin pointed tail, which may have provided balance and the ability to make quick turns while running. It could also reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour, which is truly remarkable when you consider its size. Sadly, not much is known about this dino. While the remains of many other dinosaurs have been discovered at various stages of development, from young to juvenile and full-grown adults, the same cannot be said of the Giganotosaurus. Additionally, no complete skeleton has ever been found, but that just adds to the mystery. Number 3. The Dreadnoughtus. Discovered in Argentina in 2005, it took paleontologists 4 summers to excavate the Dreadnoughtus' remains, thanks in part to the remote location, but also because of its enormous size. It's likely that this dinosaur weighed about 65 tons, making it heavier than 4 T-Rexes combined. It was also over 85 feet long, and the actual skeleton of the Dreadnoughtus is one of the most complete dinosaur skeletons ever found. Talk about a massive find! At the time, the area that it lived in would have been mixed forests with lots of rivers. These rivers would often flood and turn the plains into sinking sand. The Dreadnoughtus fossil found is thought to have drowned in quicksand, possibly one of the reasons for such a hard extraction for the researchers. Because they were so huge, they were probably safe from predators, and they could use their tails as clubs for defense as well. Despite its huge size, this dino was a herbivore, and likely had a very cool and peaceful nature. Number 2. Spinosaurus. It's hard to imagine a dinosaur that's both bigger and more vicious than the T-Rex, but that's exactly what we have with the Spinosaurus. Estimates have the Spinosaurus weighing up to 20 tons and reaching nearly 60 feet in length. Known as the real king of the meat-eaters of its era, evidence suggests that this dinosaur lived both on land and in the water. The Spinosaurus had powerful jaws with straight teeth, while most other meat-eating dinosaurs have curved teeth. Scientists think that this means they would shake their prey to tear off pieces. This dino also had an amazing sail coming out of its back, made from spike-shaped bones, joined together by a layer of skin. By turning this tail to the sun, it could have warmed its blood faster than other cold-blooded reptiles. Some of you might even remember the Spinosaurus briefly stealing the spotlight from the T-Rex when it served as the main villain in the 3rd Jurassic Park film. Alright, so we're pretty much at the end of the road for now. So before we reveal the biggest dinosaur to ever have lived, let's give a round of applause to Tatiana from Russia for sending us this amazing image which we used as our thumbnail. Hats off to you, girl! Number 1. Argentinosaurus. The biggest dinosaur ever believed to have lived, the Argentinosaurus. Scientific estimates suggest the Argentinosaurus weighed up to 100 tons and was over 115 feet long. To put this beast into perspective, consider that one of the dinosaur's vertebrae was over 5 feet tall. It also laid eggs comparable in size to an American football. Luckily for all other dinosaurs and creatures alive in the prehistoric times, the Argentinosaurus was an herbivore, although we can only imagine how much vegetation it needed to survive. It was almost as long as a football field is wide, so who would have preyed on this monster? Well, if you haven't guessed it, evidence suggests that the Gigantosaurus shared the same area as this dino and regularly hunted this beast.